Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you visited before. My name is Christy and this channel is all about money and mindset and the intentional focus on those two things to increase joy and happiness and to decrease stress in our lives. I want to apologize in advance if you can hear a little bit of music in the background. My son is sitting next to me watching videos on his iPad, and so normally I would film these videos when he wasn't here at home, but you know, things happen and we gotta continue on despite our circumstances. So I just wanted to let you know if you happen to hear that little bit of noise, that's what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. We are doing the budget check-in and cash stuffing for the first week of March for my side hustles. So I have two side hustles in addition to my full-time job. I am a part-time seller on Poshmark, eBay, and I sell things around my house occasionally on Facebook Marketplace as well. And then I also am a self-published author. Now I haven't published anything since June of 2016. But I still do earn royalties that come into my bank account every month from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Books, those types of places. Now, just to set expectations, it's nothing huge. It's really coffee money, but it is still money that I want to account for nonetheless for my side hustle because these things become important when you're doing things like taxes. So that's the whole point of getting organized around this for me and doing these check-ins is to make sure when tax time comes around, I'm not scrambling to try and figure out how much money I've spent, where I've spent it, all of those kinds of things. And by actually having a budget around my side hustles, it takes a lot of stress out of my regular budget because I am using this income to fund expenses for the business, as well as help with stuffing some sinking funds that I have that I usually stuff for my regular job. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what these numbers actually look like this week. So I'm going to move these off to the side here. Open up my little notebook. So this little notebook I got from Target. I just thought it was cute, but something that can easily be found anywhere. All right, so if you look at what money we have for this week that we are going to be accounting for. First of all, I have my Amazon royalties. For Amazon, I get paid every month, but it is from 60 days past. So this money is from December of 2020. And like I said, guys, it's coffee money. But I haven't published anything for a really long time. And I still think it's pretty cool that I still get, coffee money every month for something that I'm not investing any attention or energy into right now. That's going to change later this year, but more about that later. From Poshmark for the last week, it was a slower week for me, $66.20 in sales. Poshmark ebbs and flows. eBay's the same way. So it's just something that depending on what's going on in the world, it can really impact, of course, people wanting to be online and buying things like clothing. So that's okay though. This is all, my side hustle money is all really extra money for me. The most important thing is I want to be sustaining expenses for these things from the money that I make from it. And then really the extra money that I have that I can put in my sinking funds, it's like bonus for me. So I really don't mind the slower weeks. This slush fund distribution, I know this is kind of a funny line item, but I had an account, or I have an account where all of my Poshmark money goes into. And I really, since I started Poshmark 3 years ago, I haven't really kept good records on the money coming in. I just move money over from Poshmark. It goes into that account. I would spend it, fine. So that's the whole point too of doing this organization around my side hustle is I want to get a lot better about understanding the money coming in and the money going out. So I've had this kind of extra money that has been sitting in that account for quite a while. And so I finally want to take care of that money and distribute it appropriately. So while I say slush fund, it's really money that I've made from Poshmark over the last who knows how long that's been sitting there and didn't have a job. So now every dollar in that account is going to have a job. So what was left from that is, just under $64. It was $63.99. which gave me a total income I'm working with this week of $141.40. Now let's see what we're gonna do with that. I just rounded down here just for ease of keeping the numbers easy to look at. So total income for this week, 3/5, $141. This is another change for this year in 2021. I am taking taxes right off the top, 30%. And I am moving this into a separate account that is just for my side hustle taxes. So this, you won't see me stuffing here, but just know that's money I've already moved out of my regular account where my Poshmark funds come into, and I've moved this to a separate account, which leaves me $99. So from that $99, I need to account for, of course, my cash envelopes for my business expenses. These are both business expenses, let's be real, but I wanted to keep things like paying for the virtual assistant that shares my Poshmark closet and a couple of subscriptions I have for business analytics. Keep that separate from the actual inventory. So this is money that I'm spending to be able to continue to buy things that I'm putting in my Poshmark closet, so clothing and such. So inventory, and that way I can just grab this envelope too when I go shopping like I did last weekend, which is pretty cool. So that's $45 for business expenses, which left me $54 extra. And what I'm doing is I'm distributing that across 4 different sinking funds. I have 12 total sinking funds, but as I've been going through 2021 so far, these are places where I think I've underfunded these sinking funds. I've still been putting money in them, which is great, but I think that I'm gonna need more. So I'm using the extra funds from my side hustle to be able to stuff these envelopes. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I said I have $99 here to stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bank envelope. Let's make sure it's all here. This I missed doing last week in last week's video, and then I was $1 short on stuffing one of my envelopes. I couldn't find that dollar to save my life. It was here in my bank envelope when I found it later. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw that off to the side. Let's make sure we've got all of our money here, $99. So we've got 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Okay, so we're starting in a good place because we have all of the money that we need to stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these here. Line these up. Okay, I'm gonna move that over a little bit. Okay. I know it's not very fancy, guys, but I don't think that my cash stuffing that I do warrants having a fancy tray or anything like that. So I just try to make it look somewhat organized. I have my notebook over here of how much I am stuffing in each envelope, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with business expenses. Again, this is for the virtual assistant for sharing my Poshmark closet, as well as the subscriptions that I have in support of my business. So I had $60 in here, and I've already filled out these trackers. So I had $60. Let's make sure. 20, 40, 50, 60. I'm adding 20 today. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. Yes. Okay. And I realized just this minute that I did not mention this. The 2 envelopes here for my business expenses, as well as my inventory envelope. These were just free downloads that I've got from being on the Budget Moms mailing list. She emails out every Friday a downloadable PDF, a free downloadable PDF. And a couple of weeks ago, she had cash envelopes. So this is just regular printer paper. I printed out the envelopes. I just put them together with some tape, and voila, cash envelopes. The trackers inside, same thing. It was another week, another free downloadable PDF that she sent. So I definitely leverage everything that I can find for free. Kind of cheap that way. All right, so inventory. I spent $32 last week. There was a nice clearance sale that I'm going to be posting a video about the haul from that. But I spent some money from this, so I should have $23 here. 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23. and I am adding $25 today. So my camera is not giving me a lot of room to work here the way I have it set up, because I have my son next to me, but we are making it work. That's what you do, right? You make it work. Put these back here. So I should have $48. We have 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48. I'm figuring out if I just take a breath and I take my time as I count, makes it a lot easier counting this stuff on camera. All right, so now we are moving into my sinking funds. And I mentioned I have 4 different sinking funds that I believe are underfunded right now. So I have an envelope here, or a system, I guess you could say, that I bought off of Amazon with all of my cash envelopes. You can see it comes in a cute little pouch. It's from Clever Fox. I'll make sure the link is in the description below. The last time I checked, these were out of stock on Amazon, but you never know when things come, you know, in and out of stock. So I have 12 different envelopes here that I have for sinking funds, but I pulled the 4 that are relevant to today. So we're going to start with Christmas. And I am adding $10 to Christmas. I'm adding to this because I know that there will likely be travel, assuming we can travel in December, for my family Christmas that I did not account for when I originally set up my Christmas budget. So I'm adding some extra money to this to be able to account for that. So I should have $297 already here. So there's 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 260, 270, 275, 280, 285, 290, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97. Yes, and we are going to add $10 to this. Put this in here. So I should have $307 now. 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 260, 270, 280, 285, 290, 295, 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that's right. Whew. Okay. Yep, that's right. 307. Questioned myself for just a minute there, but I was right. Okay. So that's Christmas. The next thing is gifts. So I thought that I had accounted for all of the gifts in my life over the course of the year. Turns out I've missed now 2 people already, and it's just March. I've missed 2 people already. In addition, I've been using gifts for things like the birthday party favors for my son's daycare, his birthday party, just the little expenses like the cake and things like that. There's a friend of mine who's having his birthday is next week. He wants to go out to dinner to a kind of nice restaurant. So like all of those things are falling into gifts right now. So this was definitely an underfunded category for me. All right, so I should have $200 in here right now before I add my 10. So 51, 52, that was easy. And we are adding $10 today. So I should have 210, 51, 52, 210. This one can really get you. I used it for Valentine's Day things for my son's daycare too. So definitely next year I'm gonna add more to the gifts category. For author expenses. So I was going to skip this envelope this week because I didn't have a lot of extra money to play with, and really I need more money for my last envelope. But at the same time, I don't want to ignore this because as I look to get started on bolstering my author business again this year, I still want to put some money in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put $4 in here today. So I should have $74 before I add the 4. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm just going to add $4 to this. Not a lot, but every little bit helps when it comes to when I look to, you know, get going on this again, having this money set aside. So 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Good to go there. Okay, my last category that I'm going to be stuffing is house. So I mentioned in my last video, I recently purchased a home. So I'm going to be closing on that house in about a month, I hope. There were some repairs and things that have popped up since my offer was accepted that is pushing out the close date. I'm also selling the townhouse that I live in right now. And I did a whole video about budgeting for my new home expenses that I'm going to be uploading, if not today, then tomorrow. This is definitely a category that is going to require some more work. Right now I'm throwing everything into a general house category sinking fund. I am going to be kind of splitting this out in different categories, and I talk about that in that other video, which I will add to the description below once that goes up. In any case, house is definitely come to the forefront of needing more money from a sinking fund perspective. So I should have $265 in here right now. 51, 52, 220, 240, 250, 260, 265. And I'm going to add my remaining $30 here to this envelope. Okay, so I should have $295. 51, 52, 220, 240, 260, 270, 280, 290, 295. Cool. Oh, this one is super stressful, but I talk about that more in my other video. So hopefully this was helpful for you to see yet another cash stuffing from Side Hustle Income. If you have any questions about selling on Poshmark or eBay that you'd like to hear some thoughts on, please put that in the comments below. If you'd like to see more of these types of videos, please click the thumbs up button. And if you want to see all of the videos that I post on money and mindset, be sure to click the subscribe button. And until next time, hope you have a great one. Bye.